Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. And this is, without a doubt, one of my favorite times of the week or the month or whatever you want to call it, where we get to talk to the seemingly unlimited resource.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even know they offered this.
I didn't know that they offered this either. And there is no reason why, if you have little hiccups, lack of knowledge, some ignorance here and there. I know you and I specialize in ignorance and not knowing things. We're very good at not knowing things. Did you know that our Orange County Library System has a social worker that can help you navigate things through the government that might be confusing, you don't understand? Did you know that?
I did not. No.
I did not either.
In fact, I think that we're in a society now where we forget that the library offers all these resources that nobody knows about or utilizes, and we all just go to Google and we're like, hey, we don't know where to go, and the library has always been there offering this.
And you nailed it. You could go to the Googs, right? Yeah. Or the better solution is to go to a human, and we have that human as a guest today on our show.
Yep. So we have Andre Morris. He's the library social worker for the Orange County Library System. Of course, ocls.info. We'll tell you more about that. But how you doing, Andre?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. Doing very well. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Scotty's also here with us. We'll talk to him in a second.
I'm keeping him in the background. Yeah. I don't want to do what I did last time to Scotty, where I highlighted him sipping his his morning beverage.
So, Andre, tell us about what a library social worker does.
A library social worker, the main thing is, in simple terms, is to help individual navigate resources that they may need of. In other words, we are facilitators. We're linking individuals to community resource, whether it be non-governmental, non-profit, or for-profit. Example, if individuals may need housing, we direct them to the maybe affordable housing, subsidized housing, or HUD to find the appropriate resources that they need. That's the main core of what we do here as a social worker. It's similar to case management, but we are facilitating rather than providing direct services.
Yeah, and this can be like confusing, like if you've moved here, like whether it be an immigration problem. He mentioned HUD, affordable housing, finding a place to live when you are in need can be very, very confusing. In a lot of ways, you're not going to have access to a computer. But if you have legs, you can probably have access to walking to the library or riding public transportation to get there and meet up with Andre and get some of your questions answered with a friendly face, not necessarily the googs.
I'm not sure. When I was in college, I remember I was poor and I was starving to death, and I remember someone told me they're like, hey, you can get, if you don't, you literally have no money and you need assistance, you can get food stamps or you can get like EBT. And then I was like, well, how do you get that? And they're like, you got to show up at this office, wait in line, and then you'll talk to someone and then they'll tell you.
They'll walk you through it.
And I remember it took like 2 days of like me going there, going to see people, and then finally after
you were ignorant to it.
It was insanely difficult to find any information or talk to anybody or have anybody walk me through this. I did not know that I could, go and talk to Andre or someone that could literally tell me how to do it.
Walk you through it.
I had no other resource. And it's crazy that I had no idea that the library offered this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Andre, how long have you been doing this particular job, and what's probably the most difficult aspect of being the library social worker?
We started a pilot program approximately 3.5 years ago, and it has developed tremendously. We're based on the amount of individuals that come in on a daily basis.
Yeah.
One of the challenges with having this job is more so much how to deal with the different stories you hear from day to day.
Sure.
There are resources out there, but there are times where you have to say that there is not sufficient funding. Being transparent in the sense where individuals may be disappointed, and that is a challenge because you want to help everyone that comes in, whether it be unemployment or immigration, and there are times that you have to say, that there is no help out there, and that's most of the challenging part of being in this position.
Yeah, mentally, I can imagine. I know we
social worker is a hard job.
Andre, you know what we do. You can look at how goofy we are and kind of tell that we just make jokes and we try to make people smile and make people laugh. At the end of the day, that can be quite tiring. It really can. I know that. Look, I'm not crying me a river, right? I'm not upset about it. But what Andre does, hearing people's stories, then assisting them, and sometimes not being able to assist them, that's got to be a pretty heavy bag to come home, with at the end of the day. You actually have to shoulder that a little bit. So my hat's off to you, and we appreciate you doing that, man.
Appreciate it.
Andre, do you find that most people are surprised that Orange County Library System offers the service, and like you are here to help people? Like when they come to you, are they like, wow, I did not know someone like you existed for help like this? Are people surprised?
I think so. A lot of people are very surprised, and oftentimes they ask, how much do I have to pay? And I would say it's a free service that we offer through our library system, and they're very surprised when they pass. Usually, most individuals that come in, it's a word of mouth kind of thing, where they're told by someone else. So they are extremely surprised to know that they can see a social worker free.
Now, one of the most impressive things that I see on sort of a list of services that you guys provide there could be like assisting a person to find a counselor or maybe mental health. Is that something that you guys do?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we find affordable. There are times individuals that don't have insurance. I don't have, can't pay to see a counselor, and we find those location and those institution or organization that can help them.
Yeah, so this is important. That's the number one question I get via our listeners and our email is, hey, Dan, I know you talk about your mental health. I know you talk about your anxiety and your struggle with being obsessive, that whole deal. We know about it. I have insurance, but a lot of people don't have insurance. So they don't, they're like, well, I can't go to a counselor, that's going to be far too expensive. Right. But you could go talk to Andre and he can try and help find you a solution. There are places out there. There's people that do it privately. There's people that do it pro bono. There's churches that offer counseling. Maybe churches aren't your bag. I get it, but there are options out there. But having Andre as sort of that mediary, that's a big deal, because I think also it can be quite intimidating and sort of embarrassing to try and find like a counselor. At least I know it was for me, so I'll just use me as the example. It's kind of embarrassing, because a lot of people view that as like a weakness. Oh, I have to go and talk to somebody, I'm weak. It's the exact opposite. You're strengthening yourself by doing that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of people have been in a situation where like a bad thing happens in their lives and it sets them back, and then that sets off like a bunch of events that keep compiling on
to a chain reaction.
A chain reaction
100%.
Where you get to the point where you're just like, I give up. Like I can't dig myself out now. And that's like, horrible position to be in. And a lot of times if they can just get one chain reaction forward, you see what I'm saying? Like, if, they get one opportunity.
You need a little momentum. You need momentum.
I get breathing room, right?
Yeah.
So like people get behind, and then it just becomes like a burden that's too far. And then you want to listen. I know how it feels. Like I want to ignore it. Like things go badly, and then I'm like, well, don't look at that. That's too depressing to look at. And then you stop, and then it just
snowball
effect. And a lot of times, Andre, like I'm sure you've seen, like people just need one good thing forward, and then it helps them move forward, right?
Absolutely. I remember when I just started this position, there was a gentleman who he was incarcerated. He had a conviction behind his name, and he needed just a phone to get an employer to call him, and he didn't have that phone. And the fact that I listened to him attentively, gathered the resources, and helped him to find a phone, he was able to get a job. And it's something so simple yet so significant.
Right.
And that was a life changer in his life, that he was able to get a job, and I've never seen him since. And in my position, when I assist someone, I don't see them again, that's a positive. That's a positive.
Yeah, it's like a doctor at that point. It's like, well, hopefully you're better. I think we sent you off and you got some assistance, and now you maybe, like you said, you just need that little tiny shred of momentum to get moving. Also, I'd like to point out that the chat room says they love your demeanor and how kind and how chill you are, and you have wonderful eyebrows.
Thank you.
I think if you're a social worker, really, like, it's insane that we don't put more emphasis on people that help other, like paying people.
Is this where we go into our rant about social workers and teachers and people that are doing these jobs that are so important, and then they get the lowest amount of pay?
It's like the Andres.
But Logan Paul is out there running wild.
Well, that's gonna
the money.
I mean, society. it is what it is. Yeah. But we should recognize that people like Andre that help other people. We all live in a society. We all need everybody in the society to be better. Yeah. It will help us. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are communal. The other people, they need to be helped up.
Yeah.
That will help us up eventually.
Yes.
It will work. Like, if
Look
everybody,
how positive he is.
But it's true though. It's just logical. If everybody can help each other, it will help you. You 100%. Know what I'm saying? Like, people are very like, well, me first. Yes, I understand that. In your family, everybody should help their family first, but we all need to help our society get better. It will help everybody.
Yeah, if your cup isn't full yourself, how are you able to offer to anyone else?
Yeah. No, it's true.
I don't know. It's just some garbage I made up. I don't know what that means.
We need everybody to do better so we all can do better. I know. It just makes logical sense to me.
It does.
And Andre, I'm sure, like, there's a big problem with people trying to treat themselves with maybe chemical imbalance. Like when you say mental illness, I feel like it's so harsh of a word because there's such a broad spectrum of mental illness. It could be. I mean, I have a mental. Everybody's got on some spectrum of trying to be mentally healthy, right?
Yeah.
And some people can become mentally unhealthy and get healthy again. It doesn't have to be a long-term thing. And like,
no. It's an odd label. Yeah, it's a weird one.
But people suffering from that, they can't afford treatment. How often do you see that?
Yeah.
It's quite often. It's quite often because a lot of individuals that are in the position of being transient or suffering homelessness, they have experienced mental health. The correlation is very strong, and we don't know if the homelessness caused the crisis or the homeostasis imbalance or mental health, or the mental health caused it. But there's a strong correlation, and I see that quite often. And I think at times it's just proper intervention. For example, if I lose my job, I'm in a state of crisis, and my mental health is not the best. If I get a divorce, I am experiencing some mental health because it caused a crisis, and a crisis is an imbalance where you're not functional as you're supposed to be if you weren't getting a divorce. So as you said, rightfully so, Tom, that we are experiencing some mental health challenges to some degree. And I see quite often in my interaction personally and professionally in this position.
You know what this reminds me a lot of? And maybe Andre works with these guys occasionally, but remember when we did some charity work for iDignity?
Yeah. I thought about that too.
Yeah. It's like, we've worked with iDignity here in town. We've done a couple fundraisers with them, and that one was one of those things that I never knew about. But it was like, do you know how difficult it is to actually just live if you don't have like the legal documents to your name and to your social security number and all that? If you don't have that, you are literally lost at sea.
And I was one of those people that before I heard the stories of the people that were helped by iDignity, I was like probably a lot of people were like, hey, just go get a driver's license. Go get what's hard about that?
What's wrong with you?
It's $10 for an ID. But you're like, yeah, that's your life. People in these stories of people like, I didn't have a birth certificate.
Yeah.
I was either adopted. There's a lot of situations.
That lady, we had this lady that she the typical just horrible sexual abuse, all this just terrible life. And then I think her birth certificate was in a home. Remember, the home burnt down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
And she didn't have nothing, so she's out on the streets, and now she's trying to pick herself up. And she'd gotten to you can only get so far, and she got to a point where it's just like, well, this is as far as I can get without a driver's license and a social security card.
Yeah. And so there's situations that it's hard to imagine because you're like, well, how did this happen? But it happens, and then people are in these situations. And they're they cannot, like, the system is designed for the, like, I guess the majority, right?
Sure.
Like, because nothing's perfect, right? And then if you're the minority in that system and you're not like everybody else, then you are a lot of times screwed unless you have someone like Andre or someone that can guide you through it. Because
once again, at the library
paper,
and free.
Yeah.
I'd like to point that out, and you can what's the easiest way for people if they want to take advantage of your services and maybe possibly meet you if they need the assistance? What's the easiest way to get at you, Andre?
They can reach out to me by going to the OCLS website and type in social worker, and they can either ask for a phone consultation or a phone conversation, or meet me in person. I'm at the downtown library 5 days a week from 10 to 5. So those are the easiest accessible ways.
That's pretty darn easy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's extremely easy.
Yeah, it's not, you get on a waiting list, 2 years, I'll see you. It's like, go talk to Andre. Like, if you have friends or family that need some help, Andre can at least point in the right direction.
Well, these things are confusing. You and I were having a discussion yesterday about just certain things in business or the world that just nobody knows. It's like, Andre might. So hit him up. If he doesn't know, at least he'll I'm sure he knows somebody who does know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you know how hard it was for me to set up my crypto exchange account? It literally took me 4 weeks just to buy Dogecoin. Anyway, which I lost.
Did you want to check in with Scotty to see if he's?
Yeah, Scotty, are you there?
Okay, hold on. Let me pin.
I am still here.
Let me add a pin to Scotty.
How do we do, Scotty? We did we do good?
Did we get a gold star?
You guys always do great, and I had every confidence in Andre. He's one of my favorite people.
Are you saying that because he's on the line, Scotty?
No, it's true. It's true. Absolutely.
So it's amazing what
you guys do. So much
you
good
guys do.
Stuff.
Yeah,
My God, Scotty, Andre, I hate that the fact that every time you come to us, you bring some new thing that you do for free for people, and I'm like, didn't know about that one. Didn't know about that one.
That can be even working here. It's mind-boggling all the stuff that we are able to offer. So I don't blame people for not knowing, but that's the job, is to keep on letting them know and spreading the word.
One of the questions I've been getting as far as library go is where are we at? Is are we wide open? Are we where are we at now as far as like what you guys are doing? Are we back to normal or close, or where are we at?
Sure, we're taking things cautiously as we reopen, but it's step by step. Now when you go to locations, you'll see that furniture is down and people are able to dwell and or sit there and do their work. The Melrose Center on July 1st will be opening up some additional services, and you can find out at ocls.info/Melrose. They have a blog post about the things that'll be open there.
Awesome.
And we're working on live programming. We'll be coming back shortly. I don't have an announcement for that, the actual date, but we are working on that. So
cool. Gives us something to look forward to.
Bit by bit. Lots to consider, and we want to do it all safely. So
better to do it that way than to have to do what Europe did. God, shut it down, open it up, shut it down, open it up.
Well, Scotty, Andre, thanks so much for coming on the show today. We appreciate it, and we appreciate what you guys do for our community.
And we appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, you're the only person that says that, Scotty. We'll talk to you soon, man. See you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, Andre. See ya. Man, they are super cool, right?
Yeah. It's it's amazing. Like, here's the thing. I mean, full transparency. Orange County Library System sponsors our show.
Yeah.
So they pay to advertise the fact that they offer these things for free to the public
because people don't know.
Yeah, so
I know.
See, like,
I love it. Well, Andrea knows.
Yeah.
My wife's the only person that takes advantage of all of this.
Well, she knows everything.
Well, I mean, if it's free because she's the cheapest lady on the planet.
I'm not joking. If I need to find out information, she's better than the internet for me. I'm like, seriously.
I go to Google.
He will. He's done it before. He's like, I need
Google failed with BS. Like, Andrea knows. Well,
she bets it.
Yeah. No, she's already. That's I've
been using
gone through it.
I've been using the Orange County Library System, like all the deliveries, the free books, the parties,
audiobooks,
all the kids stuff. They offer a ton. If you're a parent, they offer a ton of free, crafting classes where you just show up and they give you the material. You bring nothing. You bring your child. And you just kind of show up and they're just doing a thing because it's a built-in grant and they're giving you money to do it.
Yeah. Use the resources that our taxes pay for the community.
Are we not a big enough city? Because like if you go to like a Chicago or New York and these things pop off, it's like a block party.
They got a big haunted library
with a ghost job in it.
Well, we have Ted Bundy's desk in our downtown history museum.
Really?
Yeah,
I think we do. Yeah,
from the courthouse.
Yeah,
we were gonna
carved his name in it.
We were gonna do an event there. Like
what?
At the Orlando History Museum.
We're gonna do karaoke on Ted Bundy's desk.
All right, what song do you sing?
I don't know, Santeria.
There was I think was it the 10-year anniversary or 9? I think it was. I don't know when, but it was some like
I don't remember this being discussed.
Well, I met with them.
Yeah, he met with them,
and I didn't tour the facility, but at that time they only. I think you could only rent the 3 rooms that were small. Anyway, it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
But you could actually rent that place out for like private parties or whatever. Anyway.
Oh, they have yard signs that say "Friend of the Library." I want one of those. I put that in my yard.
Yeah.
For my nerd wife. I'll make her horny. She loves stuff like that, man. You see how many books she's reading? She read the last Obama book.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
I've never.
Or she listened to it, but I was like, what is it? She's like, it's 26 hours.
That's all.
I go, I'm not doing that.
I can listen to books. I have no time to read.
Not for 26 hours. You crazy? I can't do anything for 26 hours.
Yeah.
I can barely live for 24.
I started listening at the beginning, and then I'm like, I figured it out. I know what they're going to say. Oh, bye-bye.
Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha's here. Butler's here. Woo-woo!
Let's get right to it.
All right.
Our buddy Craig from PyroSpot Fireworks is here. How you doing, Craig?
Hello. Good.
Let's light them off. What are we going to fire off first? In the room. In the studio.
It bounced off the drop ceiling. Blow my feet off.
I've always wanted to set off fireworks inside a home. It's one of the things that I would do if I became a successful YouTube influencer. I would. I would buy a house specifically to be my fireworks house.
That'll get you a lot of views.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, man.
That's what they do. They liked it like a Mr. Beast. He buys a small Deltona Miranda home, and he gets in there with his fireworks, and then they just burn it to the ground. But anyway, Craig doesn't support any of that.
No.
PyroSpot is open. Longwood, Eustis. So Craig, I've seen a lot of rumors online. People are worried about the great fireworks shortage.
Yes.
Before you guys opened, people are like, "There's a fireworks shortage. Like, we're not going to be able to get them."
You had the shipping container stuck. That everyone was concerned that the actual tanker had your fireworks on it.
Yeah. Plywood is $800 a sheet. Everybody's like, well, the fireworks are going to be twice as much. We don't know. So what is going on with the fireworks market? And are people's concerns valid?
Yeah, pretty much everything you just said there.
Okay, all right.
It's funny because WESH came out yesterday, and I did an interview with them. Same thing. They called me and said, we want to talk to you about the fireworks shortage. And I was like, sure. And then get there and start going through the issues with the fireworks shortage, and then they seem shocked. I'm like, hey, you wanted to talk to me about this? It's not a lie. So, in the last 10 years, firework usage in the U.S. for consumers has doubled, right, over a 10-year period.
Wow. What?
Yeah, I know. So in like 2019, consumer fireworks, we went through about 250 tons. In the U.S., right? A lot of fireworks. A lot of stuff coming from China. And then with COVID and people being trapped and everything else at home and like in Florida, now it's all legal, right? Before it was that kind of gray area where you had to sign the form and then
with the birds.
Yeah, exactly.
I scare birds.
Yeah, I like birds.
So demand in the U.S. skyrocketed last year.
Yes.
So we went from a gradual increase over 10 years of doubling. So we went from like 125 to 250 tons. And then last year we went through 380 tons of fireworks.
Gotcha. So it was the catalyst. It was naturally increasing to begin with, and then all of a sudden it went boom crazy during the pandemic.
It was insane.
Yeah.
So what happened in China? Because China had factories that were shut down for months because of COVID.
That's
right?
the origin of the virus, is what I heard.
There you go.
I don't know if you guys are following
I saw
this.
that online, too.
Yeah.
Mr. Cat. He made it.
Yeah.
Black Cat.
Mr. Cat Wuhan.
So they got desperate last year, and they're basically telling China, send us anything you have. So
they're just filling containers full of feces and sending it across the ocean.
There's
They're like, no, fireworks.
There's a lot of stuff that sits in warehouses for years. Bottle rockets or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not your main items, but all the small secondary items. They sit there for you.
I hate stoppage time shirts. Those sit in storage for years. Don't talk about it.
So this year, demand, everyone trying to anticipate, even myself, I like way crazy ordered this year. And, China can only produce so much per year. We were at the demo a few months ago and talking with owners of World Class, one of the biggest importers in the U.S. And they don't see it getting better for 3 to 4 years because you can't double production in China overnight.
Right.
You've got to ramp it up. So.
Yeah, you can't just start building. Even if you wanted to build other factories, that takes a while. To get them up and running.
Even if we make the humanitarian, even if we make working conditions there as bad as humanly possible, we can't.
I think it's hard. I think there's can't get any worse.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It's pretty bad.
That's right. It's right. They're like, any worse? They can't do it.
Sir, we can't make it any worse.
It's funny because there's so many things that come into play that honestly I had never even thought of, as when they opened up the factories again after COVID and they start producing fireworks, they get so far and then they have to stop and they can't run them anymore because they had not opened up the cardboard producing factories yet. Or the paper producing factories. So they couldn't get the wraps for it, or they couldn't get the paper, or there's only a couple of factories that produce lift charges in mortars. So they all come, no matter who makes the mortars, the lift charges only come from a few different factories. Most of those hadn't opened up. So when they opened the firework companies up, they made with what inventory they had on hand for supplies. But then when they ran out of lift charges, it didn't matter if they had people to make them or not. They couldn't make any until the lift charge factory.
Interesting.
They should make throw your own mortars. You light
it
and throw it as far as you can.
Not very far.
A big shortage again this year. Crazy stuff going on. One of the national chains this year stopped their buy one get one free promotion, but everyone had to raise prices. The prices skyrocketed. So they raised their prices like everyone else, like 20%, 30% across the board. And then they stopped doing buy one, get one free. So now their big promo is 40% off. And I'm like, that math seems really weird.
The same, same thing, right?
Well, at buy one, get one, it's 50% off. So now, if you get something for, essentially, they're going to increase their revenue with doing nothing.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But they know that they have limited fireworks. At the end of 4th of July last year, a couple of the big chains, all of their advertising for buy one, get one free says, while available type stuff. Yeah. And they just quit offering buy one, get one free on July 3rd and 4th because they doubled their revenue. They were going to sell out anyway, right?
Right.
So I can make $500,000 or I could make $1 million, because people are going to buy it. And they did. They cleaned them out no matter what was going on.
So let's talk about PyroSpot, because you, Craig, are you're cut from a different cloth when it comes to the fireworks business, because seemingly
I've never really
you
understood
hate
that.
money because speaking of buy one get one, even with the BDM deals that you put up, it seems like the same deals are and you're giving stuff away
but
at ridiculous
likes happy
prices.
Customers, and he likes loyalty, right?
My goal is to undercut all those SOBs. So
that's
what I do.
You won't repeat business until you die, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's the way to do business. I feel like if you overserve.
Yeah, that's why we've grown and we've gotten the loyal customers that we have. Is we carry really good stuff, and I know for sure. If you look at the prices online for any of the big box stores and stuff, I'm cheaper on everything. But that being said, we had to eat part of it. Some of our, for example, shipping containers last year from China for 4th of July, just the cost of shipping, not cost of product, anything else. I paid about $10,500 to $11,000 per container in shipping cost. My last container that just came in was $26,000 in shipping.
Oh my
costs.
God!
Yeah. I yell at Merchman Eric because he sent a straw hat for $14 to England, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?"
But I mean, it's the same. I just had to buy some more shopping baskets, the little baskets you carry around.
Yeah.
And I happen to know the gentleman who owns another big retail display company here in Orlando, and giant display company. And I went online to buy shopping baskets, and the cost on those had more than doubled. And I talked to him about it, and he was like, yeah, his containers, now he's not shipping hazardous, but his containers went from 8,000 to 20,000 this year. So what do you do? Plus the product increase, the cost of the products increase themselves.
Crazy. I mean, so now with PyroSpot, I know that you, Craig, had ordered, like, even when other companies seemingly were pulling back, you were doubling your order. It's kind of a gamble. You're betting on yourself and betting on PyroSpot. But I remember talking to you, and you're like, I'm ordering a lot. And then you, because of your relationships with your suppliers and stuff, you were able to get stuff that other companies couldn't get because you buy so much, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't help that I am not a smart man. I would rather have inventory in the warehouse than money in the bank, which is not actually the best thing to do if you're running a business.
Yeah.
Now, last year, it turned out to be great. Because
it was awesome.
On the 4th of July, we were the only place left with fireworks.
Yeah.
And I try to buy because we do get a discount importing and everything else, and I don't want to struggle to find. I carry really good stuff, right? So I don't want to sell out of that for 4th of July and left with junk for New Year's or what I can find. So when I order, in my head, I try to order a year or a year and a half worth of product. And that's what I did last year, which helped me out. And then as soon as 4th of July was over last year, I started putting in massive orders for this year. Now, that being said, I did not get everything I ordered. 500-gram cakes were fantastic. 200-gram cakes were good. But mortars are tight this year. I mean, by 4th of July, it's going to be slim pickings no matter where you go for mortars. There's firecrackers were good, but some Roman candles will probably sell out of 2/3 of the different Roman candles that we carry just because I could not, I could get in, I got as much as I possibly could, but it kills your selection. If I want to have 8 items on the shelf, on the 4th of July, I might have 2 left to choose from or 3.
Yeah. So. Now, Craig, let's talk about some of the cakes that you have that seemingly.
Let's talk about Craig's cakes. Good. You got a nice rump on you, buddy.
And I've been telling people.
He knows he looks good, Sam.
And as you're hearing this, you should go to PyroSpot early. Like, don't wait until the day before 4th of July or 4th of July.
Most of our guys are pretty trained.
They are.
5 years ago, I would have said, get there early. Now, like most of our guys are already planning. They budget it. They're just like, this is the day I'm going, and I'm going to go way early so I can get the good stuff.
We've had a ton of BDMs already show up. If you wait until the 3rd and the 4th to buy your fireworks, no matter where you go, you are going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And you know what I always get? I do always get an email, and I'll get one this time. And I don't fault these people, but I'll get the email saying, hey, Dan, Craig stashes some stuff for us, right? I'm like, No, he doesn't.
Yeah, but
he does not do that. I cannot do that. I cannot control inventory at PyroSpot.
Yeah.
I can't
First
call
come,
Craig.
first serve.
Yeah, if you email me, I'm not going to call Craig and say, hey, can you stash a few for Norm?
Norm, were you the one asking?
Looking at you, Norm. Norm in the chat room. Yeah, don't sleep on it. You got to get down there early. What's the big boy this year?
Oh, man. The 5-inch mortars we went through a ton of them last year. And it's funny because I straight up doubled my order last year for 4th of July. Thinking, let me get them in the warehouse now, and I will have some for New Year's. And, of course, that didn't happen. I mean, by 6 p.m. on the 4th of July, I was out. But, hey, I made it to the 4th of July, so I'm pretty happy. Those are always killer sellers. And then the 500-gram cakes, like the big finale cakes. And we were able to, like our pricing, if you go in, on some items we had to go up maybe 10%. But most of it we were able, because we do a good volume, and I just ate the difference. We were able to try and keep pricing somewhat level. More importantly, we got in all the 500-gram cakes and the 200-gram cakes that I'd ordered, which actually is crazy because normally I over-order on those two categories.
And you don't get them all in, right?
Yeah, we get like 25% don't, they just don't manufacture enough. Everything I ordered in the 200 and 500 came in. So now, straight up, I have 500-gram cakes that aren't even on my shelf because I do not have room to display them.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, it's
that's
great.
good news for you guys.
I'm going to have some for New Year's. And I know that if something runs out, I have something that can pop right in its place.
Dope.
So,
Awesome.
But yeah, some of the new 500-gram cakes that came out this year are just stupid.
What's got the most pink in it? My daughter has requested the brightest pink firework.
Oh man, we've got some good neon pink.
All right, that's
I'd
what I
have to
want.
look and see which ones were mostly neon.
Okay, all right. I'm in the market for a neon cake.
What's that 260 shot? I was looking at our text back. You got was it
260
Oh,
shot?
I always said don't talk about it.
It's
in the
a big
text.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry,
I
I forgot
said
to
it
read that
3
part.
times.
This guy's snitching.
You could ask about it. When you get there.
But there are the you've got some
Oh my God! I feel like I'm going up to Specs Music. I'm like, do you have two live crew?
No.
And then they're like, behind the desk.
So let's talk about the laws now, Craig, because it changed a while back, and so now you can set off fireworks fine in Florida, right? There's no more signing waivers and all that.
All legal for 4th of July and for New Year. Now, you can legally set them off. That does not mean that if you live in an apartment complex, you should be buying 3-inch, tubes and setting them off in your apartment complex.
Yeah. They'll still call the cops on you. Just be smart about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you
Just
setting
run
off fireworks?
inside when you see it. Right. Lock the door.
Yeah, we want everyone to be safe. So, and that's one of the good things about having the video and about having an educated sales staff is they can kind of help direct you to what's going to build your perfect show, depending on where you're launching and what you're working with. So,
Craig, let's talk about fireworks in general because it's the most fascinating market or product that doesn't operate like other products.
People are so loyal to it. There was a guy in our chat room that just said if I had to choose between my power going off or fireworks for me and my roommate, we're getting fireworks.
Yeah. It's
seriously, that's a quote
Oh,
from
no,
our
no,
chat room.
I
People
love
are
it.
so dedicated to their fireworks that they'd rather starve than not be able to blow stuff off.
Oh, it's insanity. We've already had a couple of shoppers who've come in and go, well, I could probably be late with the car note.
Well, what I want to talk about so let's talk about the standard tank, right? Okay, everybody that's listening to me knows and can visualize what a firework standard tank looks like.
It's my favorite firework, one of my favorites.
It hasn't changed in 30 years. Like, I'm not a joke. Like, the same tank that I was lighting at 9 years old, I'm now going to light at 39 years old. And it's seemingly the design, the structure, it hasn't changed.
Yeah, it's the same.
Which is bizarre.
Oh,
and
why change it? It works great.
That factory in China still has dirt floors and their 7-year-olds assembling them with their tiny fingers.
But it's bizarre that there's certain quintessential things in the fireworks industry that has not changed in 30 plus years, maybe longer.
Yeah.
40 years?
Now they've got like giant tanks that are 5 times the size.
Yeah.
Do more. But
but you can still find the same
jumping jacks, tanks, like whistling chasers. That stuff's still around.
What's
it has
the one
been
that
since
you,
I was a
you
little
like?
kid.
Yeah. How is that possible?
I call them house burners, but the little one you light it and it's and then it's flaming and it just lands on somebody's roof. Those are my favorite.
It's like a little.
Yeah, you light it.
It's like the size of
little spaceship.
Yeah, and then boom, flaming.
Artillery satellite.
Yeah, you find them in the gutters.
Oh, you know the ones I got, and this may have been for New Year's or last 4th of July. Now they got a cake that shoots out parachutes. So,
yeah.
And
I haven't seen a parachute cake.
This is what I like to do at PyroSpot. I go when I'm designing my display, just like any Florida dad, for your kids, right?
You got to put them in order.
I get some what I like to call during the day stuff. Stuff that like
appetizers.
Because the kids are like, let's go set off fireworks, and they always want to set off fireworks, and it's like not completely dark yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's like dusk.
Yeah.
A peak mosquito time too, but it's like dusk where it's still light, and I'm like, the fireworks are not going to look good at this light, but the parachutes and some other ones,
they're still fun.
Day fireworks,
smoke and parachutes, man. People buy a ton of those just for that, to let them off like earlier in the afternoon.
It's the pregame.
By the way,
the pregame.
They breathe a little of that smoke. It's fine, right?
Because
my wife screams, "Don't let them!" I'm like, "Hold your breath," and they jump through it. And
they can wear a KN95.
They breathe in, and I'm like, "It's fine."
Yeah.
But the parachute.
I let
kicks,
Maisie light fireworks with her cigarette.
You got the parachute cake.
Oh yeah, we got the parachute cake. Although that's one of those items that, like, we had some. We have a few cases in stock, but when it's gone, and just couldn't get it this year. In fact, parachutes in general were really. It's one of those categories that was just really hard to get this year. And we go through so many because they are so much fun.
You better go get your parachutes.
I know. I'm going this weekend.
He's not holding any for you.
Now, normally he says that thing where he's like, "I'll go get it," and don't ever let him do the thing where he's like, "I'll get fireworks for everybody."
I invite you over. Like,
no. What he does is he gets Craig to load up stuff for all of us, and then he
keeps it all.
He told me it's always for you.
I have never got one firework from this man.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's why I would never send this guy to Organic Meats. He ain't coming back with anything for me.
Now I start the tradition where I go to the end of my cul-de-sac where my mother-in-law lives. She lives at the end of the cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And
you get back at the birds.
And no, we set up in the driveway. By the way, the birds, oh my God, they must be scared. I never thought about that. How scared they
I always think about that. I always thought it was your way of getting back at them. You're like, I'll fix you,
That's why they bite your kids' fingers.
I invite my mom and sister over. I invite Daniel over.
Well, why didn't we go last time? There's something wrong.
I don't know.
There's something.
Corona, maybe. I don't
know.
It
might have been the virus.
But I set up camping chairs. And
I think it was the virus. My wife was like, they definitely have it. I'm like, I'm not going to. That's exactly. It's coming to me now.
And then I set off the fireworks in the cul-de-sac.
I'll come down this year.
Now the neighbors come out. It's become the
wait, the ghouls come out.
Yeah.
RC Johnny.
Yeah, RC Suntan. Yeah. Everybody. The drift car guy was out there.
I'm coming down. This year.
You go. I got new neighbors.
Who'd you get?
Someone bought the house down the street.
Oh, the fancy
monstrosity.
House?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
550,000.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
And then my mother-in-law was talking to Dad. He was mad about the peel and stick wood laminate they put on the doors. He was screaming.
What? He just found he bought it, and then he's like, "Wait a minute!
No,
this is peel and stick. I've been hoodwinked."
His daughter bought it. He was the dad.
Okay.
He's the quissential dad that goes in there
and tears it apart.
Yeah.
My dad did that.
He's like, "Who built this?" He's yelling.
Who died in this coffin?
But the damn house prices are so crazy that it's insane. Anyway, they'll be watching it this year and mad that they moved into a $500,000 house with white trash around them.
And now, to signify you moving into Castleberry, King of Castleberry, Tom Van, presents his tribute to Raccoon.
Wait till I pull my boat up in my front yard and all that. Yeah, they haven't seen any of that yet.
Rick Derringer's Real Americans playing, fireworks are shooting off, Raccoon with a top hat, welcoming them to the neighborhood.
So Craig, I know that my kids like all the small stuff, the pooping puppy, which has been quintessential.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
The snakes, which still exist, which is just a version of the pooping puppy, but there's actually the tiny black pellets.
Black snakes,
They still, they like to go through PyroSpot and grab all the small stuff. I mean, I think if you're a Florida kid. I grew up setting off tiny fireworks, right?
I mean, it's not just Florida. I would go Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia. Any southern trash child grew up burning
I'm from Louisiana.
You're definitely in there.
We were deep into it.
Louisiana's very similar to Florida.
Yeah, and the sparklers, which, again, be careful with the red hot... melt your skin off. Like you said, the sparklers are the most dangerous, right?
Yeah, give a kids. I mean, we have other things that are great that the kids can hold that are not nearly as dangerous as a regular sparkler. So don't do that. But talk a pooping puppy, if you can believe. I'm on the phone with like 8 vendors this year going, look, man, I'll pay anything for poopy puppy. I need cases of poopy puppy.
Can't find it.
Do you have some in stock?
I have some. I paid top dollar for pooping puppy, but we have pooping puppy.
You know what's going to be interesting this year? I bet there's a lot of people that are going to go without the quintessential sheet of plywood on their backyard.
Yeah,
they
no
put
kidding.
the plywood's too expensive, right? Like you used
I
to
didn't
go
think about that.
You used to go get a sheet of plywood from Lowe's to set your fireworks off.
Make a driveway not turn like white.
Or because it's in your backyard, you need something a level, so find a level surface. If you're not going to use the plywood because it's, $45 a sheet or whatever the hell it is, you make sure it's level because safety is number one concern.
Yeah, safety number one.
Yeah,
you can tell there's a shortage because my phone has gone crazy, not only with consumer buying fireworks, but so many people. Do you sell Roman candles by the case? Can I get 4 cases of sparklers from you? Yeah, I mean, it's other like mom and pops or bootleggers.
No, they're buying from you
desperate.
to sell.
Yeah. Because they can't. So what happened is a lot of importers all the big importers took no new customers. So if you hadn't already purchased from these big importers, you couldn't get product
buy
because
it.
they were so shortage. And even like the importer that I'm one of the ones that I use to buy domestically, you could only buy half as much product as you purchased last year. So if you spent $100,000 last year, you could buy $50,000 from. That's how tight it is. I mean, where they put in these type of controls,
right?
So all the like little mom and pops, the place that own a tent or that are selling to their friends, the bootleggers and stuff. Man, they couldn't get stuff to save their lives. So
that's hilarious.
They're going crazy, blowing up my phones trying to buy stuff. So
you see them they have a disguise on. They're buying a ridiculous amount of resale. So PyroSpot, Longwood.
Yep.
I mean, easiest.
That's our home location.
If you go to iwantfireworks.com, I mean, obviously everything on and at PyroSpot in the tents, you can see what all the fireworks do. They have display screens. There's how many screens do you have?
Oh man, we have like 6 or 7 this year. So we got 4 touch screens and some scan guns and a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
cool.
So you could see what they do.
Yeah, it's fun to go and walk around there too. It's like a cool experience. It's not like going to like the standard. You walk up there and the guy in the overalls comes over and badgers you.
No,
it's nothing like that.
If you do go to the website, we've got some opening week specials that are good through Saturday.
Nice.
Take advantage of them now. And honestly, it's just trying to get people in early so we're not so inundated the last couple of days.
Yeah,
but,
I'm
really good specials.
I'm 100% going this weekend so I don't lose out on all this the good stuff, and I suggest everybody does. Go early, go this weekend, take advantage of the specials. iwantfireworks.com.
Indeed.
Craig, thanks so much for coming in, and we appreciate it. I remember when you gave me the first bag of fireworks like 15 years ago.
Are you gonna cry about
back when you were just buying them wholesale from China before you were even selling fireworks. You're like, hey, I like fireworks here.
One day I'm gonna have a website that's I like fireworks. You'll see. You'll all see.
All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here, and I'm really excited. We haven't talked to this guy in a minute, but that must mean that things might be whipping.
Oh, yeah.
Whipping in the tropics.
Yeah. I mean, we've already seen it. You want to go ahead and...
Yeah.
And be a simple weatherman and be something Tom doesn't understand. Be a simple weatherman. Can you do that for me, Mike? If you can.
Mike from Mike's Weather Page is here with us, and we're going to talk some weather. We're going to talk some RVing. How you doing, Mike?
Oh my God, I love it. I want that shirt design. We need to do one.
Oh, you haven't seen that? I'll give you that. I'll send you that this afternoon. I thought you had that already.
No, man, that intro was awesome.
Okay,
Makes
well,
me
we'll
excited for the season.
Oh, I will get that for you. I thought I'd already sent that to you. My apologies. Good to see you, man. How you been?
Awesome. Yeah, I love it. I like the ending with the flip, beer can and the weather station. That's the same weather station I got.
Oh, right on. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're good. We're ready for the season. It's already started, and we're ready to go.
So, speaking of that, we've seen the first tropical storm. I follow you on social media, and everybody should.
Everybody should.
If they want to know what's going on with the storms. But that, I mean, we're in it, baby, right? It's like there are storms now popping up. I see you tracking them all the time. So we're in the thick of it.
Yeah, it's early in the season, man. We don't see anything imminent at least, but we are on the. We've already had 3 names, so we're already waiting on Danny. Guess what?
Danny.
That's the next name, Danny.
Hurricane Danny.
Did you see how Tom sprinkled a little TikTok lingo in here when he said we're into the thick of it?
Yeah.
I caught that.
He's trying to be cooler for the kids. Mike, do you have a TikTok?
I think last time we talked, I've been trying. I have not yet gone viral. So me and my daughter have a competition. She laughs at me because she says I have no clue. But I like what I do. Maybe it's because I do them when I'm drinking.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I have noticed that when I do a TikTok and I'm a little bit inebriated, I love them too. I'm like, I could do this. I'm an influencer. And then the next day, I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
It's bad. It's fun. But, it's, hey, you got to attract the younger crowd somehow, and that's where they're at right now.
Do you think, this is a funny question, we can dovetail into this. Do you think that younger people even care about the weather? Is there a younger version of Mike's weather page out there somewhere on TikTok? Is there a kid who's obsessed with weather naturally just because he loves it, like you, who just naturally wants to tell people about the weather because that's just his thing?
I've seen it. I've seen shared videos of this exact same thing that I'm trying to share, and they'll have 100,000 views or whatever. So yeah, there is interest. My daughter has an app, and we're always going back and forth. She goes, "Well, my app only says 40%." So I think it's pretty cool. I see kids talking about storms and clouds and tornadoes and hurricanes. So, I think there's a great need, to educate the young kids. I mean, heck, especially in Florida with these water spouts, tornadoes, hurricanes, they need to be educated. So, yeah.
100%.
So, Mike, what's going on right now as we speak? Is there anything that you've been watching that you think could affect anybody in Florida?
No, there is a wave coming off of Africa that is really unusual for early season stuff. They designated an Invest 95. It's really healthy looking. And the NHC's watching it. It could be Danny, so you could be popping in the picture, Dan.
There I am. Is it a smaller drunken storm?
Oh, it's a little crazy, wide-looking.
Hey, hold on, crazy and wide. Hold on, all right.
Is it like a tuna can?
Yeah, is it tuna can wide?
Well, you can't tuna fish or whatever.
Yeah, you've never seen me, Mike. I can tuna anything.
But anyway, it's so we got it's brewing, and they're going into July 4th, the season's going to start ticking up. I mean,
well, wait a minute. Tom just said we're in the thick of it. You're telling me now it's brewing. I trust Mike. I trust brewing over thick of it. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
Well, that's really in the thick of it.
It means we're in it. And you're saying it's brewing. That's what I'm saying. Your terminology is screwed up.
No. Well, I just mean it's we're in the thick of the pre.
We're in the
thick of the brew.
We're in the thick of the brewing.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's like we're in the season. It's already started, right? I mean, in defense of Tom there.
We're already on Danny. I mean, it's already moving through. Mike, you think we're gonna get to the same we're start getting into
the Greek alphabet again?
Yeah.
Well, a little tidbit for you. They dropped the Greek alphabet. They said it was too confusing, so no more Greek names if we ever went that far. So that's kind of weird.
Wait a minute. So that was in place for seemingly, let's say, 50 years, and then just because we got to it this year, they're like, whoa. Those names are far too confusing for the average dumb public. So what are we using now?
They call it a supplemental. Oh, man.
That's a blue alert. Everybody's getting the blue alert.
Oh, God. We're going live.
Breaking
news. Let's go live to Mike. Mike, what's brewing?
That was an Amber Alert. Dan just formed off the coast of Africa. No.
Yeah, it was a blue alert.
Yeah.
I've never
I was getting it in my...
yeah, I just got it, too.
I was getting it in my pants, too, Tom.
It means to speed the apprehension of violent criminals who kill or seriously injure local, state, or federal law enforcement officers.
So it's a dangerous person. Lock the doors, Butler. There's a danger man out there.
I don't know. All my phones went off at the same time. But so yeah, Tom, they're expecting a above average season. Whatever that means. We've already had storms like Anna that formed out by Bermuda, didn't really materialize in anything. So it only takes one. I know everybody hears that, but the conditions are there for another above average season. And one thing I find fascinating is early in the wintertime, they were predicting that the rains in Africa were going to be higher than usual and create more main development region down the Atlantic, more storms. And we're starting to see that with this this could be a record. If Dan forms off of Africa, it'll be the farthest east storm ever before, July, whatever. It'll be record. So it could tell us that, hey, we could have a busy season, And
it's going to take some time to do the things we never
You're doing the lyrics. Name that tune. I don't know that tune.
Sorry, I was...
Mike, let's talk RVing.
Oh, yeah.
So, because
Mike is an avid RV-man.
Yeah. I feel like Mike is a quintessential, like, Florida dad, like into everything. Like, seriously.
This is a compliment, Mike, but like the things that you do are a lot of the things that my dad did when he was alive.
I want to be.
Yeah, I want to be you too. There's a part of me that gravitates to this, like, baseball, time with the daughter, weather, RVing, a hammock, a cold beer from ABC Fine Wine and Spirit. You're ticking a lot of boxes. So I get, like, when I look at you, I think you're my father, Mike.
So, and I
got a few gray hair.
We've been talking about getting a travel trailer for a long time.
You and Mike?
No, me and my wife. Oh. But then I see the drivable RVs.
Yeah, that's what I want, because I think that's the big D.
Because I keep calling travel trailers RVs, but they're not. RVs are drivable. Yeah. And Mike, you had a travel trailer for a long time, and you graduated to an RV.
Tell us the pros and cons, the differences, sir.
Is it way better?
God. Well, the travel trailer was cheaper. It was nice. They get you in like only $200 a month. So you think, oh, wow, But the cons are you gotta pack the back of your truck. If you're going to Talladega or Daytona like we do, you have to bring gas. You got to bring a generator. All your storage is, because they have very little storage in travel trailers. They have like one little cubby, and I don't know what the hell you put in that stupid thing, but it doesn't fit anything. Yeah. So storage is a big negative. You got to do your hand cranks when you get there, and then as you get older, you just get lazier. I just found myself, and there was a little nervousness driving. We had a 33-footer, and
it's a big boy.
You got to be on your toes, So what got us to do it was we found out, payments were only like a couple, $200-$300 more a month, and I'm like, crap, we could freaking buy an RV, new for a little bit more. And man, so you just pull up now. You hit a button, the jacks go down. You got the bathroom. The wife can make you lunch while you're driving. You can use the bathroom while you're driving. You can pull into a Walmart and go to sleep.
I have always wanted my wife to make me a sandwich while and I'm not saying this.
Mike's a real man.
I am not saying this to be misogynistic in any way. I'm just saying.
That's your fantasy.
As Dan Dennis, as Little Danny, the only named system out there, I feel the need to have my wife make me a bologna sandwich as I'm driving down the road. And then I also feel the need halfway through to say, hey, babe, come drive while I go back and take a grunt. This is awesome.
Yeah. I feel like that is what the biggest part of what you lose with a travel trailer, because you're just pulling. There's no one back there.
You can't do anything with it.
Yeah, like believe me, I've thought about it. I was like, let's just put the kids back there, and then when we get to where
here's a cell phone. Text us if you need us.
But the wife was like, no, it's a whole thing. Anyway,
they set it on fire as you go down the road.
You're driving the RV. And then, you have the ability to for your family to walk around, or your wife's driving, you're out back there.
Your wife's back there, maybe in a negligee if you want. How mild to wild.
You can drink a beer in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she can have her bikini on back there. This is America, man.
If all the semi trucks are blowing their horns going by, you know what your wife's doing.
Yeah, she's making
a back window back there.
She's doing more than making a bologna
No more
sandwich.
doing this.
Yeah.
So
Mike knows.
I love it.
You made Tom a little uncomfortable.
The only negative with the RV that I can find is you don't have a vehicle to where you're going. but the cool thing is like Enterprise, they actually come pick you up. So it's a little added expense if you need to rent a car or something. So you could always have that option, but a lot of the campsites are everything you have is right where you want them. You know,
I'm surprised you don't pull like a big Boss Haas 3-wheeled trike motorcycle behind there.
We pull a golf cart because everywhere we go, man, golf carts are it. Golf carts are the coolest thing now.
He has everything you want, Tom. I mean, basically, Mike from Mike's Weather Page is what you want to be, but can't.
Yeah.
The place we're going has the world's largest tiki bar. It's called Canopy Oaks. We've never been there. It's in Lake Wales, and I'm so excited to see the world's largest RV tiki bar.
This is awesome, man. This is the life you want, and Tony Palmiotti.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, the world's largest.
It's not like we do it every week. We canceled more trips last year because of hurricanes. In fact, Jimmy Buffett's got a spot up on Lake Lanier that we had to cancel. And it killed me, but can you imagine a Margaritaville campsite?
Me and my husband were thinking about going there. On our drive back from Georgia, we saw Lake Lanier. We looked into it, and I'm like, I might go there and do a little Margaritaville.
Yeah, we might have to roll through and blow out a flip-flop.
That's right.
So, Mike, about weather, I know we've talked about this before. Is there any truth that there are more hurricanes forming in the Gulf than ever before? Because that's what it appears so, or is that just random anomaly? Have you seen a pattern of more forming in the Gulf of Mexico?
Well, everything cycles for sure. Now they do have a 30-year average that they reset numbers for everything for like daily rains. So we have a new 30-year average now because of 2021, and they did increase the numbers of storms. I think it went up 2 or something. So in the last 30 years, our season has averaged higher on average. As far as the Gulf goes, I don't know. I think it's just cyclical. You know, we every season has a storm that defines it. And the year before, I don't know. With Dorian that sat off the side of Florida, that was a big story. Last year we had that strong Bermuda high, and it did seem like everything went up to Louisiana and Texas and Panhandle, but that was because we had an active season too. So, I don't think so. I think it's just these conditions cycle, and the last few years with us being in this La Nina pattern, they call it, which is fascinating in itself. It just promotes more storms, and there's been years that we've been in El Nino, which you could Google Chris Farley. I don't know if you ever seen Farley doing the El Nino skit on Saturday Night Live, but there's been years we've been in El Nino patterns and we've had a slow season. I think it just cycles.
Because it seems like every time I look, New Orleans is getting hit with another storm, and it's like, my God, if I lived there, I would be like, all right, it's bound to not, it seems random, right? These storms are random where they hit. And I would think,
you think it is, but there are patterns. It does seem like there are patterns.
It seems like that that tropical storm that just happened is like, oh, New Orleans again, give them a break.
And for a while, I remember years ago, I think it was years ago. I mean, I have no concept of time, but there were a lot of storms that would roll up the coast to Hatteras and stuff. We were getting a lot that would go higher.
Yeah.
Like they just keep...
And it all depends on that Bermuda high. The Bermuda high pressure system, it sets up in different spots. And if it's farther to the east, they curve more towards the East Coast. If it sets up a little stronger towards Florida, then they curve up through the Gulf. And, I got a chart that shows the last 110 years. And you're right. I mean, the upper Gulf is definitely prone. Like the Big Bend area of Florida through down to almost like Naples is been very light compared to the upper Gulf. So, it takes a lot for Florida to get it on the West Coast because they have to curve in. And that's usually late season stuff. Like October is usually our time here on the Florida West Coast. And for the East Coast of Florida, it's the peak season because those are the systems coming across from Africa. The Dannies. They're the ones you got to watch. So it's definitely seasonal. It's just the peak season's longer. So you get more of these Cape Verde style storms, they call them, that come across around that Bermuda high up into the Gulf. I think that's why they seem like they have more because they seem to be more affected by the peak season of storms.
Yeah, Mike, I got to ask you a question. We've talked about RVing. We've talked about hurricanes. You're a bit of a storm chaser, and you're a Florida real man. What is your opinion, and I've been asking everybody lately about this, what is your opinion of the footwear Crocs? Do you own them? Would you wear them? Are you okay with them? Are you not okay with them? Because we've had a lot of people that say Tom should get a pair because he's trying to transition out of flip-flops into like actual shoes. What say you?
Well, I say no way, Jose, because listen, every softball girl on the planet has a pair of Crocs.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I don't want to stereotype them, it just seems like it's a girl thing.
Okay.
But that's why I love Mike. That's why I want to be Mike. I want to be like Mike.
I just couldn't show up to softballs. I'd be the only
check
softball
next to
dad.
that. Huh?
With, I'd be the only softball dad showing up with Crocs. If I put it to you that way. 500 girls at the softball field wearing Crocs, and I'd be that one guy. So even if I liked them, I wouldn't wear them.
See,
Okay,
all
right.
Mike's with me. Mike is kind of like a nerd dad thing. Like you're cooler. You're better than that, Mike. It's flip flops. We live in Florida.
Well, what do you wear typically, Mike? Are you a flip flop guy?
Oh, geez, I'm a flip flop guy.
No, that's a
Flip flop guy till he dies.
I knew it. And me and Mike kind of look alike. Like more, you look way more like me than my dad.
What?
Just saying. I don't know.
You-
I think we're almost the same age, actually.
Is the only reason we call Mike is because both of us don't have dads?
Yes, it is.
You're our new dad, Mike.
Oh, Mike, this is what I want to talk to you about. So I was at the insurance convention.
This guy goes to all the cool stuff.
My wife's family's in the insurance industry, and my brother-in-law's
care about that.
Anyway, you are a rock star.
Yeah.
I was there and like hanging around, and then I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he was introducing to some
Were
other.
you name dropping, bro?
Yes,
yeah.
like higher ups, and then my brother-in-law was like, "Hey, my brother knows Mike from Mike's Weather Page, Spaghetti Models," and then they're like, "Oh, you know that guy? Oh my god." Dude, everybody in there knows of spaghettimodels.com, and they all use it for their business. Everybody.
It's the most bookmarked tab.
Everybody in the insurance industry knows Spaghetti Models, and to the point where it seems insane. Like, do you know Mike runs it? Like, it seems like these $1 billion, like altogether billions of dollars of money is looking at Spaghetti Models and making decisions based on that.
You're the source.
And it's you, Mike, that they're, I mean, I guess you're just basically putting all the models together, but they all follow you, man.
That's cool. Yeah, I still get humbled by it. It blows me away. I was at my dermatologist yesterday, and I had my donkey shirt on, and the girl's like, "Oh, are you Mike?" And she freaked out, and I'm freaking out because she's a doctor, and I'm like, well, "What is she doing?" Then I started feeling self-conscious. I'm like, "Oh my god, what did I say during my live that maybe, like, am I not professional?" Like,
oh my god, are you Mike from Mike's Weather Page? Oh my god, you have melanoma on your scrotum. Ew, melanoma on your scrotum.
Oh, that would be hurtful. Hopefully, I don't have that.
Yeah, I hope not. I'm not wishing that on you, Mike. I'm sorry. It's the first thing that popped into my brain.
Again, it's Mike's Weather Page. Follow him on Facebook. ABC Fine Wine and Spirits.
Yep, proud sponsor of Mike.
Yeah, they're a sponsor of Mike.
Get his beer if you can find it.
Yeah, Hurricane Hunter, man. It's at ABC.
Yeah, it's a delicious beer too if you like the IPAs. Hey man, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Please give some love to the family. I hope you guys have a wonderful RV trip. And,
thank you guys.
And good luck with everything. We'll look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah, anytime. I love that intro, man. Send me that donkey.
Okay, yeah. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Or I'll give you that donkey. All right, man. See ya.
I'm gonna go track Danny now.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. That is Mike Bolin from Mike's Weather Page.
Yeah, Mike's it's what I found crazy.
It's a loaded question. I knew he'd hate Crocs. I could feel it.
I didn't know. I would have bet.
Really? No.
I was about to scream out. I'll bet anybody $100.
Oh,
I wish you would have.
I know.
I would have took that bet.
I stopped myself, but I thought it was going to be insulting if I assumed that he liked Crocs.
I can see it in his eyes. He's a flip flop man. I think now we have stumbled upon a great Florida stereotype because there are some guys that will wear Crocs that are Florida dads, and then there are some dads that are absolutely dig in. I will never wear them Florida dads.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I think the tougher ones.
Okay, that's
just
fair.
Are flops only.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair. I got to take a break.
Bye.
Welcome back. We're back.
Yes.
Here we are.
Let's do some more emails.
Ooh,
emails.
I like that. I've got voicemails loaded too, so if you get bored of these, buddy, if you get bored of reading, I got them.
It's all good.
Okay.
I love a good email.
Thanks, Double D. Rick came out and gave me an estimate. He's talking about Rick the roofer, by the
way.
Right.
Man, Rick's been busy. I've been getting a lot of emails from people saying, Rick came by my house.
At what I believe is a fair price considering the way construction material prices have changed in the past year. I have to talk to my wife and see how she wants to move forward. Rick was great. He was on time, very professional, and a full estimate to me within a half hour. He showed me samples and told me how they re-roof step by step. I couldn't be more pleased.
Yeah,
also,
and that's like, look, he didn't even go with them, but he sent me the feedback.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He may go with them, and I hope you do. But if you don't, I ain't mad at you because business is business.
Estimate.
Yeah, but get the estimate.
I think you already forwarded, and I think this person's already getting a prize, and we want to send to everybody.
Yeah.
If you just talk to our sponsors, that's valuable to us. Like, even if you don't use them, just talk to them.
And let them know you heard about them from us.
Yeah, give them a chance.
That's really our job is just to yell their names.
Because it's, it's rare for some of these sponsors to get feedback like that.
Yeah.
And so when they do, it's valuable to us and our companies. It just shows that it works. And
So
that's
thank
all,
you.
Yeah,
thank you,
very
sir.
much.
But this is interesting.
He also says, thanks for the Blackstone recommendation. I scooped one up back in January, and I have cooked on it at least 3 times a week since I've had it.
Jesus Christ.
I heard you talk about it, looked it up, and knew I had to have one. Get them to be a sponsor. Thanks again for the roofing hookup. I'll attach some pictures of some chow I cooked up tonight.
Oh, look at this guy's. Look what he made, dude. Look at this. He made like Asian dumplings.
Yeah, he's got dumplings, fried rice.
Yeah, he did fried. He's killing it.
That's awesome.
I haven't. I need to do that.
Have you done the pot stickers or dumplings?
I haven't done. No.
Oh, that's easy. Do that.
Right.
You'll like that.
I
sear them up, throw a little water on there, and steam them up a little bit more.
Crystal got me one for Father's Day, and I haven't used it yet because I got.
You haven't used it yet?
No, because I have to season it.
Yeah, you have to season it.
And
well, you got some grapeseed oil. What are you running?
Well, I don't know. What do I do?
Well, you just get
That's what I did.
You can use grapeseed, you can use vegetable, but you just put a coat on it and you keep heating it up and burning it off and heating it up and burning it off.
Chopper screaming avocado.
I like that he just screams off my
Don't listen to him. He don't know.
And then so you put the oil on and you put it up to 400 degrees.
So as hot as it'll go.
Hot as it, and then it burns off.
Yeah, it'll just kind of, you'll see it burn, and then you can just wipe more on there and keep wiping. And
how many times?
I don't know. I think I did like maybe 35 times. I'm joking. I think I did maybe 4 to 6.
Yeah, I think I did like 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And then how do you know when it's properly seasoned?
You'll see it. It'll turn jet black.
Okay.
Hence the name Blackstone. And then once it looks more like a cast iron skillet, you're pretty much good to go. Everybody's gonna have an opinion on this and how to season your grill and how to get it going. Yeah. So the best thing you can do is just to get a quality oil product that has I would go with something that has a relatively higher smoke point.
Yeah.
But
okay. Now, I already cooked like 3 or 4 dozen eggs.
That's
one season.
Yeah,
I burned it in there good.
You burned it in there good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you did.
Yeah. Okay. So is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, I mean, it could. You just have to re-scrape it, clean it fully, and then start from scratch.
Anyway, I don't even know who.
Yeah, you can use bacon. That's really that's what I did too. You start with just a pack of bacon, and then you get all that good grease on there.
Blackstone is the company that makes specifically these, or all grills, or
no? I mean,
it's just a brand.
They're just a brand. I mean, you can get
There's other flat tops.
Yeah, you can get flat tops made by anybody, really. I mean, I've seen them made by a bunch of different companies, especially since the Blackstone thing kind of exploded. But I believe Blackstone is hooked up with Walmart. Might even be a Walmart product.
Gotcha. All right, cool. All right, next email.
All right, Tom's Feet. Tell Tom to buy Lumi Natural Deodorant. It is good for your entire body, anything that stinks. It works by killing the germs that create the funk. It works on feet and everywhere. I bought it and I've already bought a second tube. It's awesome. My feet never smell like they used to. Lord, let me tell you.
What's it called?
Lumi, L-U-M-I, deodorant.
Lumi.
And so this is more effective than regular deodorant?
Apparently, it kills the fungus. Your fungus feet.
Is that what you got? You got fungus feet?
Yeah.
Lumi deodorant. Aluminum free, doesn't trap toxins in your skin, stop stink for 72 hours straight, invented by a doctor, naturally derived and skin safe synthetic, safe for any external use. So yeah,
there we go.
I guess this is and then they have deodorant creams like Twisted Lime and Sweet Lily. And so you rub the cream on your feet and then do that. Yeah, you're all upset about me wearing Crocs, but you're going to put Twisted Lime cream on your feet.
All right. This is the same as, got to be the same as deodorant, really, right?
It's just a deodorant cream.
Yeah. I mean,
or like lotion. It's like no different than Fresh Balls was years ago, right?
Yeah.
Is that still around, Fresh Balls?
I think so.
How many people
wear that? Use Fresh Balls?
Powder.
I think a lot of guys powder.
I have powder spray, but it's the one that Shaquille O'Neal advertises for Gold Bond. And I only use it when my ass gets really rashy.
Like the powder is more for a hard working job, like you're
concrete
sweating.
Mike's out there powder.
Yeah,
no, he's covered in powder.
He's got concrete powder. You're right.
Yeah, he wants Vaseline. It's the dry, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a dry job, like if you're a concrete man, you want to cover yourself in lotion. But if you're a greaseman, like if you work at Five Guys Burgers and Fries and you're covered in grease, you come home and you powder that grease off of you.
Is that it's the powder is for the friction, right?
It is, but also to dry.
So okay, so
absorb.
So like fat people use bigger people. I got to cut down on that.
Yeah. It's
bigger, larger chunguses.
Yeah, chungus.
They use powder for not only the friction, but also I believe to cut down on the wetness because they're going to be a moister human.
Yeah, and with wet. It's like you gotta.
Then you get a paste. You gotta be careful. You can't over powder. A lot of people over powder, especially if you're a chungus. You gotta under powder. Mm-hmm. It only takes like a little dab will do you. You powder it. If you over powder, then all you've effectively done is put a bunch of powder in there, and then you're gonna start frothing it with your thighs, and you're gonna paste up your thighs. Thigh paste.
Yeah. And
that's disgusting.
The people swear by the powder. But I guess,
I use a powder
we don't
spray.
sweat that much.
I use a powder spray on my bottom sometimes. It gets a little irritating.
Okay, all right.
But that's about it. I've got some Gold Bond yellow, and I've got Gold Bond green, which is the medicated.
Gold Bond's an old man thing, right?
It is, but it works. It's well. Let's be careful on the old man thing. I think it's more of a tried and true thing, right?
I don't know. They're all old people in the Gold Bond commercials.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, powders and lotions primarily are like older people products, right?
Not lotion.
Like, is anybody in here maybe besides Sam a lotion person?
The Chopper's a lotion man.
Yeah, Chopper's
is he a lotion?
He rubbed women lotion.
yeah, that's right. He was rubbing that estrogen cream on his boobs.
He's very
lotiony,
like Metro.
Yeah,
that's still like you say Metro.
You can't say
no.
That's actually, believe it or not, that's actually Asian hate.
Okay,
wow.
Sorry, I looked that up.
Sorry. But anyway, he's very it takes care. He
grooms a lot.
He does face mask treatment.
Really, the things under your eyes,
cucumbers on the eyes.
All right, I was gonna say this for.
If I don't wake up with gray bags under my eyes, I didn't party hard enough.
So.
He's here.
What happened?
And he gave us a.
So I get you guys clown me with my feet. Get up.
I haven't been clowning you. I'm not.
I'm trying to help you.
I'm not gonna let you do that to me. I have not been clowning you.
I have.
I've been trying to. He has.
Yeah.
I've been trying to assist you.
Yeah.
By asking and doing like kind of research for you. I asked Mike. Mike said no. I asked the young skate teens we had in here, and they were pro Crocs.
And so Travis is wearing flip-flops today, and we had a meeting, phone meeting, and we're so fancy here that it's usually Travis's cell phone on a Yankee candle.
That's his phone holder.
Yeah. And it usually goes like, "Hey there, it's Travis. I've got Tom right here."
Yeah. Like, some corporations have that really cool. It looks like a moon base.
It looks like a frisbee. It looks like you remember the Simon game?
Conference call.
Yeah.
It looks like a Simon.
So we have Travis's phone on a Yankee candle. Then we both
black ice.
Then we both get cheek to cheek.
It's our
and
fart
yell
candle.
Corona into each other. So
rapid test.
While we're sitting there and we're talking, when the person is talking, I usually stare down.
Yeah.
To try to listen. You know, at the point, I'm an old man. I point my ear towards where the noise is coming from. We can't hear.
Like your grandpa at church, he has to turn his ear to the preacher.
So as I'm looking down, I notice Travis's feet, right, in the flip flops. And then
don't look at him.
So I look down and I'm like, oh my God, Travis is missing the top of what's the toe next to your big toe? what is that called? The
index toe.
Yeah, you know that long weirdo toe that people have. Yeah. By the way, Travis got a long one.
Oh yeah,
and
I have long toes too.
So
who's got the longest toes?
So hold on, because I noticed something. So I'm like, oh my god, Travis has some either deformity or he lost
deformity.
He lost the tip of the toe next to his big toe because it's not there. It was it went to the second knuckle. And then as I looked closer, by the way, the client is talking at this time. I'm not paying attention.
Zoned out, you're just looking at his toes.
The client's all long-winded thing about how their advertising ain't working. And then also, I'm like, I look down and I'm like, it's not missing. It's curled under.
Oh, yeah.
Like a bird. And I've never seen that before.
Which one is it?
So now he's not doing it.
I'm not doing anything. My toes are relaxed.
It is pointed down a little.
So he has anxiety feet.
So his toes was like, imagine
he's white knuckling his
when he
flip-flops.
gets home, his wife places him on his perch and he just stays there all night.
So Travis's toes are so disgusting.
Oh my god!
How disgusting are they?
That the toe next to his big toe, when he's in like either a business meeting or I don't know if it's a stress or relaxed mode,
curling toe.
but his toes curl where literally it's like a finger curled like this, which is not supposed to happen. Your toe is supposed to be straight.
It's like when the Wicked Witch of the West, they take the shoes off and her toes.
You've got Abdul hand feet.
But it's the other.
I have articulating toes. I can't help it.
Well, it's gross. I know lots of people with deformities can't help it.
Well, is it grosser than mine? Is it grosser than mine?
Yeah, your toe just rests on top of your toe, which is also weird. But
I can't do anything about it. It's an injury.
but it's less gross than your toe curling so much where it looks like it looks like I'm missing a finger.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? But it's like
I can definitely pick things up. I can pinch my wife. I can do all kinds
of
stuff.
You can pinch your wife. Can you do that too?
I've never tried. I can try.
Do you think your toes are longer than Butler's toes?
No. Probably the same, maybe a little shorter.
His are long. Those are long toes.
I feel like you have pretty long toes,
I
too.
felt like I had long toes.
Dirty.
Yeah, but look, Travis.
No, your middle toe, though. Your middle toe looks like it's been in a boxing match.
Well, yeah.
Why is it all like...
It's curved.
Your middle toe is shaped like a leprechaun's walking
stick. We need a podiatrist.
Your toe has been black since 2019.
Yeah, that's true. Your toe went a whole year of wearing a mask.
My snowboard boots were too small.
You finally broke him. And now, once he does that, let me just tell you, it gets real bad for you now. Because once he's admitted that
I'm just saying that I'm going to, and listen, we can put it up on our radio station. I'm making a poll.
Oh my God. Who's got the ugliest toes?
Tony, are you listening?
He's not listening. Is our stunt boy ass-faced? Does he have the craziest toes? Or is the hot girl, Trixie, our intern?
I'm going.
Gotta do trivia.
Where would we even put a poll?
I'm not doing a poll.
BDM group, but I don't want to do it.
Show your feet on the camera.
Yeah,
Show
put it on
your
the camera.
GD feet.
I don't know if we can.
I don't know how to
Put it up. Put it up on the camera.
Yeah.
You can see the bottom half?
Yeah.
No, top.
He needs a top. That's where the
top?
magic happens.
Show the toes. Hold on. Can we point this camera down? Can we have a toe cam?
I can go to the, let's go to this one. Let's go to the couch cam, main couch cam, and we'll angle it down.
Okay, yeah. Because I want to look
That's as far as I can go. So can you sit and hold your, you got to back up just a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. We can see your feet. Take your sandals
off.
Yeah,
take your sandals
off. Put it on top of the table.
No,
put your foot on top of the table.
Put your foot close to the camera.
Put your toes close to the
camera.
camera.
No, closer than that. I want people.
Closer.
Put your foot. Okay, there it is. Okay.
Yes. Now we can see it.
Now,
here's the curl.
Whoa! Wow!
Look at it. It looks like a hand. It's grotesque. That's disgusting.
Can you pick that up?
What is that?
Wait.
Who can curl? Look at his finger.
Oh,
I said fingers. I got confused. Look how.
Oh!
Well, I can do that, but it's.
I can't do that.
It's the fact that they curl like fingers.
My toes don't even move.
Look how they curl.
I can't.
Look at
Dude, what is that?
I can't curl my toes. My toes are stiff.
And why do you have a boner? He's
got a boner.
He's doing it. He's getting happy. What the hell are you doing? He's doing it and like laughing like I have a maniac with a boner and I got crushed.
pro toes.
I'm just your two. Look how long his two toes are
That's
next to
nuts.
his. Dude, they're
No,
weird.
it wasn't even the leg. There's the movement.
Hold on.
Who
Yeah,
can
the
move their
movement
toes
was-
lateral?
Yeah.
Whose toes move side to side?
Hold on,
That's not a thing.
He
Been
could
doing it
be a
since
DJ
82.
with his
That's
toes.
dude, that's not a thing. Moving your toes side to side. He's got like double jointed or something.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not
Hold
a
on.
real.
Separate. So
Don't
we
sever,
just
no. Put a sheet on
that
it.
middle toe is the longest middle toe I've ever seen in my life. Look how long it is, dude.
Measure it.
I'm not joking.
It's got 6 knuckles.
It's dude.
How does it have that much articulation? The thing is like a dragon's tail.
Well, I'm good at climbing trees and stuff.
Jesus.
He also
go-
has
it goes
a
with the- it
tail.
goes with the tail.
He hasn't evolved all the way.
Dude,
That's
that-
what it is.
Or I've over-evolved.
No, you've got
He's like a pterodactyl.
It's like a
Tom,
bird.
it's got 6
I'm like an
different
avatar.
areas of articulation where you can move it.
Yes, it's got 6 knuckles.
It's got 6 knuckles. How do you have
seriously.
6 toe knuckles? The thing can curl over itself.
Look, we have to show Twitch closer. So hold on.
I can do it. Come over to me. I can do it from mine.
Come up, Papa.
And separate.
I think I can do it from
and
this
just
one.
so we see your middle toe and how long it is.
Let's see if I can do it.
It is the grossest thing. Yeah, like can you yeah. Look how
Someone in the Twitch chat claims that their toes are longer. They said they can spread out their big toe and pinky toe so they look like wings.
like okay. So see how long his middle toe is. Gross. It's first. It's almost the same length.
We gotta wipe this table down.
As the other. Listen, all I'm saying is I do not have the grossest feet on the show. Travis for
Well,
sure.
I felt sure that I had the grossest feet on the show.
No, Travis by far.
I don't now.
It's weird. It's like a.
Sam's always covered though. I feel like
A
Sam's
deformity.
Yeah, I got the worst.
I
That's
feel
why
like
I
Sam's
covered
You're the
got
one who's got
weird.
the fungus toe. That's not black toe. That's fungus toe.
That's
no.
from-
Yeah, it's fungus.
No, it's growing out. It's growing out.
Oh,
Like,
the
you can
fungus is
see
growing
it,
out,
You can
yeah.
see it growing its way out.
Spreading.
It's different if like the guy that let his teeth rot out. That's gross. But the guy that it's unfortunate. But he was born with like his palate is all twisted. And
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like
in the movie Juno, the dad, the fisherman, you thought his arm was bitten. Oh man, I don't want to give a spoiler.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
He came
Travis,
out of his mom like.
Why are you making fun of me? I'm like Sweet Tooth.
No, because you've been picking on him about the damn snow boots. You knew this was coming. As soon as your toes got exposed, he was gonna make fun of you.
He did that to himself. I was born like this. I'm like
Well,
Sweet Tooth.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
sour
keep
tooth.
clowning him about it.
It's grosser being born like that. Anyway.
Well, it's for your mom especially.
Yeah. I'm telling you, that has something to do with your Neanderthal
Oh, I bet.
DNA,
genes
yeah.
or DNA because Travis took a 23andMe and he has got part Neanderthal, which apparently
More than 90. I think it was like 97%.
Do you have
more.
a hairy rear end?
No, I don't actually.
Like, what about in the valley? Is it is it a dense?
There's a little bit of hair. It's not. It's not like Juan.
I picture it
or
being
someone
like
who have like a lot of hair.
I picture it actually like being unpassable by turds.
Well, we know he breaks toilets,
Travis
so something's coming
he's
through.
got hair on his knees.
Yeah, I've never seen knee hair.
Wait, you don't have hair in your
On
knees?
the top
I
of
have
we all got
no,
knee hair.
I'm just saying like dark. You got hair on the top of your
his
hands
comes
and
off.
the veins. You got
like
vein hair.
The hair on his
Yeah.
knees comes off like knee pads for a kid's skateboard. Like they come out.
I'm saying there's something weird. I was just saying genetically, it's something weird. They should
Evolved species.
Hey, no, it's actually not. It's the
Devolved.
opposite.
Devolved.
They do say a Neanderthal is
Unevolved.
is before.
Yeah, it basically means we left you in the dust.
Hold on, look up the Neanderthal. Did Neanderthal evolve into Homo sapien?
Yes.
Okay, so then, but you still have the
Homo sapien.
the Neanderthal as opposed. That's the majority of your DNA than the Homo sapien DNA.
No, it's not majority. I just have higher percentage than most people. I don't
So
have
you're
Well, that has to play into your weird
So
deformity.
you're
yeah,
a
definitely.
Neanderthal.
my toe
homo.
definitely. It is actually part of that.
All right. I'm with it. I'm down. So Sam, what are you looking up over there?
I'm looking up Neanderthal stuff.
Does it look like Travis?
Yeah.
I mean,
Look up their Neanderthal feet. Oh,
Yeah.
that's all.
Neanderthal
Oh, look at
feet.
Neanderthal. What if they look exactly the same? They got
It's just
long,
a picture of my foot.
Oh man, it's just long bones.
that's what Travis has. He's got long, bony toes.
Oh, they do have extra knuckles, don't they?
Okay,
I think we stumbled
The
upon
footprints of Neanderthals are wider than those of most modern humans because their feet were broader. Some large footprints at a site indicate that they were made by exceptionally tall individuals.
Look, did Neanderthals have longer toes? Like,
Hold
look
on.
That's not me.
Look at that. Look at that
That's
middle.
it. That's you right there.
That's it.
That's you.
That is it.
No, keep scrolling down for a second. I'm going to see if you have the same image I have where it shows the knuckle bending like his does.
Yeah, like
It's called Morton's toe.
Uh-oh.
It's a claw toe deformity, it says.
Oh, I got a claw toe?
Yeah.
Morton's toe?
Yeah, Morton's toe.
Typing in Morton.
A claw toe deformity seen
That's
in
my
many
favorite.
Patients with rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, I got rheumatoid, I bet. Oh, that definitely looks like my toe right there.
Oh, don't say
Oh, yeah.
Daniel's gonna faint.
No. I'm good.
Also known as hammer toe. You got the hammer toe, bro.
I probably do got a little bit of hammer
Oh
toe.
yeah, hold on. That's what
It's hammer time.
You got a longer.
Mine's been broken. I didn't come out like this. I wasn't born this way, Lady Gaga. Mine was bad living.
Yeah, you're.
Well, so was mine. I used to toe the ball all the time when I played soccer.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, that's not me.
That's you.
I kind of wish that was, though.
Wow, man.
It's So you got the Morton.
You got the Morton toe. I'm sorry. Is this a fatal condition?
No.
Oh, damn it.
You might get some foot pain later on in your years. Yeah, it's a hammer toe, dude. You got hammer toe.
That's why I just get that Truly Vindica.
Okay. Not to be dice
Here comes
man.
the hammer toe.
But serious question, and I don't know if we could even raise this much, but how much to that middle toe you got, right?
You want it on a keyring or something?
We'll fly you to Brazil
dildo.
or whatever.
Smallest dildo. Smallest working organic dildo.
They amputate that toe. You'd be put under all the whole thing.
Both of them, or can I have
No,
one?
just one. Just one.
And we turn it into a dangling earring.
I can't do it because then it would ruin my flip-flop game.
Well, how much do you think it would take?
I wouldn't do it. There'd be
No
no
amount?
money. No, I ruined my
That's
flip-flop
the
game.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Wait a minute.
There's
He
no
wants
amount.
to wear flip-flops.
There's no amount of money.
Well, I'd throw out an outrageous amount, but it wouldn't be
What
possible.
about me?
I'm
How
not
much to
just saying-
chop off this hammer toe I got?
Well, I don't
don't
know.
use it.
I don't know. What's the amount? I'm not going
I'll
to say
take a cool bill. $1 billion.
a billion. That's
$1 billion.
ridiculous.
There we go. He said it's
I'll get
ridiculous.
rid of this
It's ridiculous.
$25K.
yeah.
No,
That's
I'm not
more
gonna
like
do it.
25K.
How could you not do the math of like there is a amount?
I don't even use it now. It doesn't
I
even
won't do it
touch
for
the
a hun-
floor.
I
It
won't do-
doesn't touch the floor.
Yeah.
Your one doesn't, but mine does.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but you're not using it.
How you got to go
Keep
through
his
the.
flip-flops on.
No, you could use $25,000. You just buy flip flops with a fake toe in it.
Yeah, everybody's got you start you're like 100, 1,000, 10,000. You start 20,000, 30.
But a
and
billion.
you're like,
When you say things like a billion, it sounds like you don't want to play.
He doesn't want to play.
I said I don't want to do this. I clearly said that. Then he's like, give me
Yeah.
an amount. I said $1 billion. He's like, that's stupid.
But because it is because for sure you
That's
do
how
it for
it is
$1
talking
million.
with Tom. What do you mean?
For $1 million, he would totally do it.
Yes, 100%, and I think you'd do it for 500,000 too. So like
I
you were
would.
way off by $1 billion. Like 500,000.
So you gotta keep whittling it
tax
down.
free. Yeah.
100 grand.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
good.
but maybe I think
Maybe
if
you value your toes.
you cash money, no taxes taken out, 100 grand is a lot.
That is a lot.
It is.
That's a lot.
I'd like to see give it to me tax free.
Well, I know this is it's a hypothetical, but
That's a lot of helmets.
But the
That's
only-
a lot of spikes.
the only fun in hypotheticals is going through the motions of it, right?
yeah.
When you're like no amount of money, $1 billion. Sorry.
I am dedicated to my toes.
Bye bye.